archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. And I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say when you find a donkey, ride it. Who's donkey? What? Come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand, but I can fix this. I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. I get everybody sell some every day. They're selling one island, they won't keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha.
Whoa, girls, we out doing
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. It's always awesome to be with you. As you can see, I am on the road today, so it's not the usual setup. But thank all of you for tuning in. We are live in Grand Bahama, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Grand Bahama, and we want to thank all of you for tuning in, as always, wherever you're tuning in from. All right, thank you for being here. We appreciate you, we love you, and you are why we continue to fight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are we are in Grand Bahama, and we have decided to cut some of the people. We've been visiting people in different parts of Grand Bahama, including Eight Mile Rock and West End and other parts. But we are here because Grand Bahama needs some help. Grand Bahama needs some saving, and something has to happen here. As you can see, the theme of this live is that the war has begun. I'm talking about that on many different levels. I'm not just talking about the political war here, but some things I want you to realize geopolitically, what's going on around the world. As you know, a war has started in the Middle East. A war has started in the Middle East. Um, yeah, let's do a test and make sure they can hear me, please, because I can't see. Okay, perfect. All right. So a war started around the world. Uh, Hezbollah has attacked Israel. Israel has attacked back. Hundreds of people are now dead and maybe thousands by now. And so there's instability going on around the world. So there's another major war that is about to start, or has that has started. As you know, we're in a situation where BRICS nations are rising up, and these BRICS nations are going after the economy. They're going after the money, and so the U.S. dollar may be impacted very soon. What does this mean? This means that whatever affects the U.S. affects us, and so we have to now look at this as a country and as a nation and see what's going to happen for us in the future. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news I'll start with is the good news is that we have natural resources. We have carbon credits worth natural resources worth trillions of dollars. That's now been confessed by the government, uh, worth billions of dollars every single year. That's now been confessed by the government. The problem is they're not using it properly, and that's the bad news. The bad news is we have governments in power that have been in power that couldn't care less about the stability of our economy, and this is where we have a problem. Should we peg our dollar to our natural resources, then we don't have a problem, nothing to worry about. We don't have a debt problem. We don't have a valuation problem by being pegged to the dollar if the dollar goes down. We don't have any problems. But the problem is we have some corrupt governments who only care about the money that they can make today in this 5 year period, and they don't care about anything else. And so we need change in order to deal with that. We have more than enough resources to take care of everyone in this country and to give us economic stability for generations to come. But we have to decide whether we want that or whether we want things to continue the way it is. Our carbon credits from seagrass is worth $156 billion. That's not my word. That's word that's been accepted by our government and has been put forward by scientists in the United States of America, etc. And so, if that's worth $156 billion, how are we broke? How are we poor? How are we going to other countries in the Middle East and begging for money, begging for loans that we have to pay back at interest, at 6 to 8% interest? Do you want to do the math on that? And that's calculated daily. $70 million at 6 to 8% interest, calculated daily. We are going to end up paying back probably, well, more than $200 million. Think about that. When you borrow to build your house, you borrow $150,000, you're going to end up paying back with $500,000. All right. So when you calculate the $70 million that they just borrowed for no reason, watch how much money we're gonna have to pay back. We need to wise up. But I wanted to get to the Bahamas and what we're dealing with here because there's war brewing all over the world. But we got to be ready as a people because if anything happens in America, we're gonna suffer. We're not able to grow our own foods right now because our governments have destroyed the agricultural industry in this country. So we're unable to grow our own food. Um, our everything depends on someone else. We are not an independent country in any way, shape, or form. If tourists can't travel because there's a war going on, remember what happened when the first war in Iraq happened and the second war in Iraq happened and tourists stopped traveling? Remember what happened when 9/11 happened? Remember what happened? Uh, our economy started to take a nosedive. So we're not independent in any way, shape, or form, but we got to change that. But I'm also here to say that, I've been watching social media and persons have been saying that, basically the other parties are getting ready to go to war in, West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Some persons have said, no, you should wait until uh, our MP is buried before you campaign. That's what the politicians have been saying. Um, but the fact of the matter is, they didn't they didn't wait for him to be buried to replace him. They've already replaced him in the House of Assembly. He was the leader of government business in the House. The first minute the House opened, the first thing they did was replace him with Wayne Monroe. They didn't wait until he was buried to do so. They're also all over the news campaigning. Leslie Miller was on the news campaigning for Shane Gibson, and persons are having conversations everywhere. There's meetings going on constantly, and so persons are actually not waiting. The war has begun internally with these particular parties, particularly with the Progressive Liberal Party. A war has begun internally in their party, and they're trying to decide who's going to run. But that ain't our business. We couldn't care less who they run. Some people say send Sheen, don't send Sheen, send this one, send that one, don't send this one, that one. We couldn't care less. We don't. We just know that it's time for change. We don't think that you can put old new wine in an old bottle. That's the scripture. If you put new wine in the old bottle, it's destruction. Neither should you put old wine in the new bottle. So if you're saying you're new and you put old in your new, it's destruction. And so we couldn't care less what they have to do. All we know is that we need change, and the people all over this country is hurting, and the people need change. We'll have a lot more to talk about that as we go on. But I just wanted to get it out there that yeah, they've started a war amongst themselves, and serious. One thing I have noticed is that we've been warned by persons at the registrar from New Providence. We've been warned by persons at the registrar that all kinds of it's good okay all kinds of skullduggery has been going on. All right, that they have not removed any of the persons who are now deceased from the registrar in New Providence since July. I think it was July 7th, something like that. And so they've not removed any of the deceased from the registers at all. And here in in Grand Bahama, and in particularly in West Grand Bahama and Bimini, but the whole Grand Bahama, they have not they have not removed any of the deceased from the registrar since January. Since January. So what does this mean? This means that it's possible that the dead are going to be voting. All right. And so we've received this from reliable sources that no one who has deceased has been removed from the register since January. This is a problem in a democracy. You would notice that this government has not released the results by poll as yet. First time ever. They've not released the election results by poll, and they have already destroyed the ballots. They've destroyed the ballots, and they've not released the election results by poll. I think so much skullduggery happened that last election. They wanted to quickly just get rid of those ballots. But we have to be ready for whatever may come in this by election. But also, right now, we've been informed that persons are transferring right now. Uh, 50 last week alone. Persons are transferring one day, I think, last week, transferring from other areas of of Grand Bahama into West Grand Bahama and Bimini in order to vote. They are registering, they're transferring their registration as we speak. One day last week, we're told that they did 50 counterfoils, all right, was sent over to New Providence because when persons register in Grand Bahama, that has to be sent to New Providence for them to register there, all right? What we need is a good, clean democracy, man. If y'all are so confident, if y'all feel that the seat is your own, why do you have to cheat? Why do you have to start to set things up? Why do you have to set your supporters up to go and transfer in that area to go and vote? All right, so just do the election, man. If you feel it's yours, then go for it. No need to do any of this funny business that we see happening already. But again, the concern is that they are now, I mean, they are in overdrive. They are in overdrive trying to clean up the register. And cleaning up could also mean dirtying up because according to staff in Nassau, staff in Grand Bahama have not had access to the register. All right. Staff in Grand Bahama have not had access to the register. They've locked them out. All right. And some serious stuff is going on. All right. So the excuses that they're trying to clean up, they're desperate trying to clean up the register because this came sudden. It's one of the reasons they're stalling because the election should have already been called. Um, as soon, according to law, as soon as the death was come to the attention of the speaker, it is supposed to go to the attention of the governor general, who is supposed to have the writ announced as soon as possible, um, which means immediately. And so you have 30 days, 21 to 30 days to have the election. And this has not taken place. All right. There's some reason that they're trying to stall, but we are going to be on top of whatever skullduggery that they try to do. All right. So we uh, are not going to officially launch our campaign until after the burial of, of, um, of our good minister. But of course, we're going to continue to do what we have to do, meet with people and talk to people and see what's going on. Because we've heard a lot. You know, we've looked around at, at the, particularly the 8 Mile Rock area, and go to Google Maps. I'm not in my usual studio in Pinewood, so I can't easily show it to you. But go to Google Maps and do a Google, do uh, a zoom in of the houses and the rooftops, all you will see is canvas on 85% or 80% of the rooftops. We need something to happen for the people here, man. We need something to happen for the people here. Something needs to happen. They're saying that two houses were fixed since Dorian. We need something to happen here. All right. So that's why we're here, and we're going to do what we have to do. And we hope that the Bahamian people are ready because we are ready to bring change to this entire nation. People are tired, people are fed up, and we want change. All right. So we are sending we're sending a strong person down here to to the area to canvass the area and to run in this election to represent change. And we're hoping that they will receive your support. We're not going to announce it officially now, but we're going to announce it in short order. But we're looking for your support. All right. So those things are important to us. The register is not ready. The register is locked out from the staff. Dead people have not been removed from the register, we are being told, and we're gonna have to stand up and fight for something different. All right, and that's really what I have to say. So we're on the road today. We're working, and we're not gonna have our regular live today. I had a lot of things I needed to cover, a lot of situations in New Providence. There's a lady who wanted me to deal with a situation with Leroy Major. I'll save that for my next live, and I'll be in a position to really show you some stuff. Leroy Major, I would advise you.
My next live is on Sunday. I would advise you to deal with the old lady before Sunday. All right, I said it to you already. I'm gonna advise you to deal with her before Sunday. All right. So again, we also want to lastly address, the 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 continued crime against humanity by this dictatorship government.
that continuously tries to hinder or annoy persons who are lawfully assembled. We had a chance to teach the law to the police on Wednesday. I want to thank everyone who came out. Persons flew all the way from the United States, from Andres, from Grand Bahama. I mean, people flew from everywhere, from Andres, from Exuma, just to be there. I want to thank you, Bahamians, who did that, and because we need change and it's time for change. All right. I want to thank you for standing up with us. Some people ask us why we did it, what it was for. What do you mean what it was for? We said exactly what it was for. It was one, because we filed for a commission of inquiry and we have to this date not received a commission of inquiry or a response from the Governor General. All right. Not even a response. If you write the Queen of England, she will respond to you in quick time. All right. If you write the King of England, he will respond to you in quick time. And so we don't understand why these people feel that Bahamians are nothing. But it's coming a time, and the time is here, when Bahamians will rise up in this country, and we will be the royalty in this country. And so we filed for commission of inquiry in reference to Keith Bell. All right, and we've received nothing.
Someone said to me that a prominent PLP called me and said, "Man, please."
Take it easy on Keith Bell. He is mourning. There's a prominent PLP reached out to me, and said, "Listen, just give him a break, man." My thing is, I gave my condolences to Keith Bell because I'm really truly
Saddened that another Bahamian professional, his wife, has passed away. But at the same time, we have a country to save.
and let me give you an example. If you have a store, you own the store, and you have a manager running that store, and you hear that the manager is stealing stuff from the store, he is giving your stuff away to people, he is doing all manner of skullduggery, and you find out, and then his mother dies the same day or the next day after you find out, would you not call the police? Would you not want the police to deal with him? Will you say, okay, don't lock him up because he's in mourning? I don't think that is the case. Um, Uh, Keith Bell has been issuing work permits, citizenships in weird ways. We've had the government officials complaining about him, and crimes, in my opinion, have been committed. Okay,
I'm not just talking about giving away the citizenship at a funeral. That's not in itself a crime. It's kind of unlawful, but it's not in itself a crime. I'm talking about obstruction of immigration officers in their duties, lying to them to stop them from doing their job. That's obstruction. It's against the law. Okay, that's aiding and abetting these illegal immigrants. All right, you are now in conspiracy, working together with these people. This cannot be allowed to happen. And so we wanted justice. If they had,
Sat Keith Bell down for a period of time so that this can be investigated, then we could have said, okay, you stand down. But the fact that they moved him and placed him to another area that is just as important, the Ministry of Housing, where he's gonna, in a trusted area where he's gonna deal with all manner of big money contracts. That's a problem. We have to stand up. We had to show up. And Bahamians need to start showing up. And that is why we were here. All right. That is why we were there. We also told you the other reasons that we were there. All right. Including the the BC situation, including 150 of our young men going to Haiti to save Haiti.
all right, this isn't acceptable. We need real change. We need men who are going to stand up.
Going to bring a difference. Going to fight for the people in the House of Assembly. And I thank every one of you who stood up, because that wasn't about me. That was about all of us who stood up and showed the government that we have had enough. And that's what we got to continue to do. All right. So I'm having a short, a revealed live today. The last thing I want to say to you is to talk to you about our carbon credits and our natural resources. A lot of people have a lot of questions and they don't understand it. Let me make this clear to you.
All of the information is right there on YouTube. Just YouTube, how do carbon credits work? What are carbon credits? Educate yourself. Educate your friends and your family because we are being ripped off. They are, they are, they are ripping us off in our faces. This government, the other reason we're out there, took away our sovereign wealth fund. Took it away. I told you before election, that's what Dave Davis told me he was going to do. That he will not let
The people benefit from what is theirs. Come on, man. Any other country, they would have been in the streets. And he just took what belongs to you. And you're going to just sit down and say, oh, we shouldn't go out there. We shouldn't interrupt. No, 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 no. We have a right to stand up. And I cannot know and see what is there for us. $156 billion a year from seagrass alone, and I not go out there. You cannot go, but I have to stand up. When I close my eyes and be lowered in the coffin, my conscience will be clear because I stood up. I stood up when they were stealing.
our sovereign wealth fund, when they were stealing our carbon credits, I stood up. That's what I did. And hundreds of Bahamians came out and stood up with me. So we got to stand up for our country. All right. So I don't want to talk any more than that. Um, Again, condolences to the family of Obi Wilstrom.
Condolences to you, and all of you. Uh, we are here to support you in whatever you're going through in your time of bereavement. Um, Thank you for lending that powerful man to us for that short period of time, even though he lived a long life. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't see your text. I can't take your calls right now. I'm on the road. And so I'm going to end this live here. I want to thank, I see about 1,447 of you across the system. Thank you for tuning in. We're going live again on Sunday.
What day is it? Oh, it is Sunday. This how good I'm living. Listen, I've been traveling. Listen, we're going live again on Tuesday. So, Leroy Major, you have until Tuesday to do what you're supposed to do, eh? Leroy Major, you have until Tuesday. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And so we're going live again on Tuesday. That's in a couple of days. All right. So remember, we love you. We're gonna
Continue to stand up. We're going to continue to fight. There's so much I want to talk about, but I can't do it today because I'm on the road. And but we trust me. Stay tuned. When you see me go live again, something coming. All right. So we're going to make a big announcement very soon. We're going to make a big announcement as to who is going to be running in in that constituency and who's going to be the person to go there and bring the change that we need to see. All right. So we think that the whole Bahamas wants change, and we're going to give them an opportunity to accept that. Because, I mean, the truth is, this is a democracy. And guess what? Some people like things the way it is. Some people like paying highlight bills because their MP and their party has to make money. So they like paying highlight bill. The only reason your light bill is high is because the FNM and PLP has to make money from the fuel because that's what they sell to BPL. And so that's the only reason, like there's no other reason that light bill is high. The cost of fuel around the world is not high. The only reason is because some of us like our MPs to be rich while we are poor and suffering. And so if you want that, if you want to continue to get that, no, listen, this is a democracy. And so you may like that. And so if you like that, keep voting for that. It's simple. All right. Some of you like not having an efficient hospital that you could go to when you are sick and be treated quickly and efficiently. Some of you like when you go to the hospital and they don't have simple medication like penicillin. The simplest of medications they run out of. The simplest. The minister of health is in the pharmacy business, his wife, and they're running out of medicine. Maybe you like the fact that we had one hospital in all these years. And if you like that, then you keep voting for that. This is a free country. Everyone doesn't need to want another hospital or hospitals on our family island or proper health care. Come on, man. What you can't force people to want something better. They want their party. If they want their party, then they're gonna vote for their party. The hell with a hospital. All right, the hell with having electricity that works and is at a reasonable cost when actually it was promised to be free by the PLP. Trying to mock me. Electricity is free. The sun is free. But anyway, you like paying light bills, so pay. All right, you so
Pay your light bills. All right. So I mean, it's simple as that. You like being in a country where you pay taxes on fuel so that you could have good roads, but you have potholes.
you like that.
And so if you want to continue to have potholes, then you know what to do. Let me tell you how to vote. F&M and PLP. They will give you the best potholes.
In the world, you will not have any potholes to compete with what the F&M and PLP can make sure that you have. So if it's potholes you love, it is potholes you will have because that's what
You get along with $50 in a t-shirt. So, I mean, we can't make people want to do better and want to have roads. All the roads can work. I drove to Freeport since last week. I still trying to find a pothole in Freeport. I don't say Grand Bahama. I say Freeport. I still trying to find a pothole in Freeport. I look in.
I look in. All right? And so, ain't much. I ain't saying ain't none, but ain't much to talk about.
I set up to say, if you could have good roads anywhere, you could have good roads everywhere. If you look at the airport road that was built probably, 12 years ago, the airport road in Nassau, 12 years ago, not one pothole yet. That ain't no new road. That was built from from Terry them was in power. All right? Not one pothole, not one flaw in that road. Look at 20 million Starling Highway. It's corruption that have it the way it is. So if you like the way your roads are, man, listen, man, you know how to vote. If you like the high cost of groceries,
you know how to vote. You know why the people are saying, "Oh, groceries went so high, it's inflation." It's not inflation.
it's VAT on bread basket items. One, it's the
High cost of electricity. Two, because if electricity is high for Rupert Roberts and the other grocers, including the wholesalers, they got to put the price of electricity, which is money that goes to the PLP and F&M, they got to put that cost in the food that you buy in the grocery store. So the reason that your groceries are high is because of the PLP and F&M. Does that make sense? But no, we just like the vote. We just need to vote. We just need to vote for our party, eh? While we suffer, while they do nothing for us, while they rich, while they living good. Those fools spent $300,000 on the opening of Parliament that didn't even need to close in the first place. And if they closed, they shouldn't even open that back. I know they opened that back for more of the same. $80,000 for a tent, not a building. A tent. They could have built a building in that area for that. $80,000 for a tent for a few hours, not even one day, for a few hours. $80,000. You know how long it'll take me to count to 80,000 right now? $80,000 on one tent for one day. But y'all like that. Y'all like suffering, right? Um, if you don't want to suffer, then don't vote F&M and PLP. If you want a country that works, then don't vote. I mean, this is common sense. You've been voting for them, and you see what you get. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Some states in Bahamas have no water, no electricity.
they had electricity in Masi and Torrance this week. Torrent Island, they had electricity for weeks. Electricity, that means no phone, no data, no nothing, no water for weeks in the 21st century. But guess what? Man, some of y'all like that. because you just love my, I just love my MP, and I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you know electricity. I don't care. That's how some people think. They just don't care about the fact that their children are suffering. So someone said Keith Bell is mourning. Again, he has my deepest sympathies, his family. But every work permit he gives puts another Bahamian in mourning. Another Bahamian doesn't have a job. Every work permit he gives to the shipyard in Grand Bahama to some foreigner doing a job that a Bahamian can do is putting a Bahamian in mourning and suffering. They can't pay their bills. The children may not have food to eat to go to school. Every work permit he gave out unlawfully put us in suffering. That's my concern. Our concern needs to be whether we're going to continue that or we're going to do something different. Now, I know what $156 billion is. I know that in your lifetime, you probably can't even count 156 billion. You'll probably fall out before you try to do it. You can't stay wake long enough to count 156 billion. No human could. You will fall out. You will collapse trying to count $156 billion. But these people just don't want you to have nothing. All right? And so if you want Beshi to stay dilapidated, you know how to vote. Vote for them. If you want to vote for change, then vote for change. As simple as that. So that's all I wanted to say today. I am so sorry we're on the road. We're on the road, so there's some things we have to do. No, we're not campaigning door to door. All right? Not necessarily. We have some persons we have to visit and talk to, et cetera, et cetera. And that's really what our focus is. Because people are suffering. And so um, I want everyone from Grand Bahama to hear me and hear me good. The party is about to start. The party is about to start. I heard they said one candidate said he was he's going to put $1 million on the ground. $1 million on the ground. Now tell me why someone would spend $1 million for a job that pays $28,000 a year. Tell me. Anyone. Tell me. So they say the man he got $2.5 million from y'all for nothing. And he can take $1 million of what he got from y'all and give it back. That ain't even half. Jesus. He ain't even give it half back. He didn't even give us half of it back. He can take $1 million and put it on the ground. Why? Why would someone do that? That means they expect him to make much more, right? While continuing to not care for you. Well, it's party time. The people of John Bahama get to party. They get to party like the government has been partying for the last 2 years. I'm glad for them. Take their money and vote against them. Listen, that money is our money. The money machine bringing, that's ours. We give him that. He stole that from us, actually. That money machine getting, take that and vote against them. Take it and vote for change. All right? And so, again, I don't want to start campaigning yet. Um, but as soon as my dear friend is buried, then uh, we are going to go out there and give the people a choice. More of the same or something different. As simple as that. All right. So we're gonna go and enjoy the potholes that all of us are enjoying. All right. And so we're gonna give the people a chance to continue in that same vein or move on to something different. All right. All right. Someone said plant some banana trees and then potholes. We need something to warn us to not fall in them. All right. So let me tell you what's about to happen. They about to come in Grand Bahama, especially in the West, and tell the people how they go finally finish that. What you call that? The administration building. The administration building was building from Terry Christie was in power. You understand?
From Perry Christie first got in power, that administration building was being built. But yet they come and say they love you. They love you. Uh, there's a school, Holmes Rock School. From Perry Christie was prime minister, that school was being built. Jesus. It is still being built, still not open. The weed reached to my waist in the yard. But then they come and say they love you, they can do something for you. Oh, them, don't listen to them other people. They can't do that. They can't do nothing for you. We give you contract. They come with all the contract talks. Now, where the contract been? And lastly, before I finish this, no, we ain't campaigning yet. All right? We ain't doing what Shane and Leslie Miller and all them doing. We ain't doing that yet. But I want to say this. There's some people, two homes got fixed in 8 Mile Rock area, right? Two homes, not the homes, the roof. They fixed two roofs. All right? Two roofs. They fixed. They had some fellas working on the roof. It's but 10 fellas, right? 10 fellas working on the roofs. 10, only 10 working on the roofs, right?
They refuse to pay those gentlemen. They promised the fellas, the carpenters $1,400 and the helpers like probably $1,200, something like that. All right.
And the fellas row and fight and kick up, not fight, not literally, but they beg and beg to get what belongs to them, I should say. They finally, a long time later, decided to give them, uh,
700 they give to the carpenters
for total, for all the work they put in. And they give 300 to the others. 300. They still ain't pay these fellas yet. But y'all coming to drop $1 million on the ground, and you got fellas who work in the same constituency that couldn't get paid. But now y'all could
bring the money because you want them to vote for you. You're really.
we are going to see now if Bahamians have woken up or if we still asleep. 2 years, you only pay these fellas, and you only fix two roofs out of all the roofs that needed the fix.
And you couldn't pay these fellas. Jesus.
And now all of a sudden you can show up with the money because you want to vote. Hey, when you come, bring these fellas money, eh? Now let me show you the numbers, all right? I don't know how much of them were carpenters, how much were assistants, etc. Right? But let's say all of them were carpenters. That means that's they're supposed to get 1,400, and it was 10 of them, right? Let's say all of them were carpenters, and all of them weren't. That's only $14,000
They owe these fellas
for fixing two roofs.
only $14,000.
That's all they owe them, and they couldn't pay them. But they could throw party. The food they spent for the opening of Parliament was more than that $14,000 they owe these fellas. Yeah, because some of them standing right here.
All right? The food they spent. It ain't that the government don't have money, It's that they don't want to spend none on y'all. Y'all payments. Every time it's time to pay y'all, it's a problem. Go to NIB, you want what belongs to you, it's a problem.
Anytime you want something from the government, for you is a problem. But all Shane got his money straight away.
$2.5 million. The commissioner of police got his money straight away. The deputy commissioner got his money.
Huh? But can you get yours? No. Why? You Bahamian. The man designed the flag that they have all over the place, bragging about, telling you can't use it without government permission. The government don't own that flag.
Pay.
The man. Now they reminding me the the rainbow people. The rainbow people took our flag and desecrated our flag. It is against the law to deface the flag. It is against the law. That's a crime. So the rainbow criminals and the College of the Bahamas defaced our flag by putting other colors with our flag. You cannot do that to any flag anywhere in the world. But these people have now committed a crime.
Enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. I'm sorry I can't do the regular participatory call-in show and reading your text, etc., etc.
I appreciate you, all of you. Please go and enjoy your lack of electricity, your lack of organic foods because they destroyed our farms. Go and enjoy the potholes. We have the most beautiful potholes in the world. Don't be ungrateful because your government worked hard to give you them potholes. All right? And that's all you can get from them until election when the money goes on the ground for them to buy you. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Man, stop it. The potholes in the government area? Wow. You ever notice how the constituencies that normally loyal to the Progressive Liberal Party are the worst? They're treated worse than any other constituency. Anyone ever notice that? Why should someone do for you if they feel that you could just vote for them anyway? Why should someone do anything for you if you could vote for them anyway? Spank them one time.
so that they could see you're tired of their foolishness and then watch they start loving you again. That's like that abusive boyfriend, that abusive husband who abused you and you walk away from him. Then he see you with someone else and that person loving all over you. All of a sudden he wants you back. All of a sudden he wants
Treat you good. Tell him get.
Yes, that's Leslie Millay. Yeah, that's Leslie Miller. That's Leslie Miller.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Gentlemen, thank you so much. And thank you to all of you who have contributed to making this happen. I got to go. You got work to do. I love you. I appreciate you. And stay tuned for our big announcement. See you again.
again on Tuesday, make sure you are there. JJ coming! JJ coming!